Welcome back to Star Trek Frontiers. We're playing the first mission, First Reconnaissance. I have a correction from the last episode. I revealed this tile, and I said this is a Class K planet. It is not. It is a Class L. And I had said it was distressed. There's actually 2 cards for each one of the class planets. So it's a Class L, not a K. It's not distressed. The distressed one has a red border on it. The regular one does not, and this is a regular one. So we are actually looking at a Class L planet, so totally different from what I said last episode. So let's take a look at it. It says, while undefeated, if your ship is adjacent to a Class L planet, you can beam down an away team as your action for the turn. If you do, draw a Class L planet token. To encounter, if you're defeated, buy the token, leave it face up on the space. The next time a ship chooses to beam down an away team, they will encounter the same token. So that's what happens. Your reward, if you overcome the planet token, mark the space with your faction, gain 2 random data crystals as your reward. Roll a data die 2 times to determine the crystal's colors. If white or purple is rolled, you choose the color red, blue, or gold. If black is rolled, you gain experience +1 instead of a data crystal. So that's what happens on that planet up there, which is a Class L, not a K, and it's not distress. All right, cleared that up. So we are going to be doing some more turns with Lursa and B'Etor. Lursa and B'Etor, of course, they don't go first. The dummy player goes first, but we'll look at their cards for a second here. They have Diplomacy, they have a Move card, they have Improvise, and we do have the purple data and the data core. We have Inventiveness, Battle Stations, Power to the Shield. So we get lots of good cards. So let's go to the data core area. Again, we're not going to deal with the Romulans, I don't think, at this point. I think we want to explore some more of the sector of space. I'd like to be able to recruit another crew member. We only have 1. I'd like to recruit another one. And if we explore one more sector of space, we're going to level up again as well. So that's also a good thing. So let's go to the data core, and we'll play our turn after the dummy player, which goes first. And then it will be Lursa and B'Etor. All right, so dummy player's turn. Starting first, we do the top 3 cards. So 1, 2, 3. We pull 3 cards off the top of the dummy player's deck, first, second, third card. And it is, gold. All right, we got lucky the first couple turns. This time we have 2 gold data crystals. We're going to have to pull 2 more cards. Whoops, not 3. 2 more cards. And that's our timer. So how many cards we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 cards left. Dummy player's hand. Now it is time for Lursa and B'Etor to take their turn. We're going to go right here to the data core, and we're going to figure out what they're going to do. All right, for Lursa and B'Etor, I want them to generate 4 movement so that they can explore that other sector of space. And I think we're going to use the full speed ahead, but I don't want to take the 1 data die from the core right now. So I'm going to use full speed ahead. We have a gold data crystal in our inventory. We're going to power the move with that. So we've used that. We still have a bunch of cards in our hand. Let's go back to the board. We're going to have movement 4, and we're going to be able to explore that space, which is going to give us an experience, and we're going to level up as well. All right, so here we are in space. We have 4 movement. Now when you move adjacent to these guys, they don't attack you. It's just the marauding Romulans that attack you, not the ones sitting in their starbase. So we're going to go movement of 1, 2, and 3, 4 is going to be an exploration. So we're going to draw the next tile. It should be, of course, number 7, which it is. Hey, this time I think that's a Class K. We have another Marauder. We have a shipyard, and we have another Class M planet, which means we're going to bring out another advanced action card for this. So let's place that. Would go this way. All right, so we're next door to the Class M planet. All right, so filling in the tile, we're going to need, of course, another Romulan Marauder. This time it just looks like a little wimpy guy. 3 shields, 4 regular attack, and 2 fame if we take him out. Not a big deal. Class M planet. And yes, we've already looked, I believe, at the Class K, and that is not a distressed planet. It's just a regular Class K. And so I think we looked at this last time, but I looked at the distressed one. Wild and defeated. If your ship is adjacent to Class K, you can beam down an away team as your action in your turn. If you do, draw a Class K planet token. If you overcome the token, mark the space with your faction token and gain 1 undiscovered card. If you're defeated by the token, discard it. Wow, okay. And while defeated, if your ship is adjacent to Class K, you can beam down a wave team. It's your action. If you do, draw a new Class K token. If you overcome it, you get no reward other than the experience for defeating the Class K planet. All right, so that's what happens if we get adjacent to this one and we want to send an away team. We've basically done our movement. We can play more cards to move more, but I think I'm pretty happy with where I am, because right now I am adjacent to a Class M world, which means I will be able to recruit one of the characters from a Class M world. But now, because we've explored space, we get 1 experience, and that's going to level us up. So we're going to level up right now. And then do an action. All right, so by exploring that 1 sector of space, we get 1 experience, which pops us down here. So now we get to take 1 advanced action and tokens. And what I forgot, because we've revealed a Class M planet, we are going to add 1 more advanced action card to the advanced action pool as far as part of the crew complement. And we get swift action, which is gain 1 red data crystal in your inventory if you power with red, long range attack 4. Wow. So that is available to be purchased at a Class M world for a cost of 6 influence if we want to take it. All right. That's leveling up. So that was our card for the Class M world. Now we do get to take 1 advanced action, but we don't get to take the advanced actions for the Class M worlds. We have to look at the advanced actions from the advanced action offer. Complicated. And then we're going to be looking at tokens. I'm going to zoom out. We get to pick one of the advanced actions, and then we're going to get 1 of 2 tokens again. All right, zooming pretty far out. So the advanced actions choices are, I like this one, Isolytic Burst, long range attack 3, gain reputation -1 at the end of your turn. So you can just play it as is, and you get long range attack 3. If you power it with gold during your attack phase of combat, destroy the enemy token. Wow, you just destroy it. Gain reputation -2 at the end of your turn. Okay, I still like it for Lursa and B'Etor. We also have the option of take 1 damage, move 4, take a damage, move 6. That might be good for exploring the sector of space for first reconnaissance. Then our last option is move 2 and repair 1, or move 4, repair 2. So I think what we're going to take, I think Lursa B'Etor, they would take Isolytic Burst. So we're going to put this on the top of our deck, so part of our leveling up. Now we have to look at tokens. So our stack of tokens is here. So we're going to take the top 2 tokens. We're going to have a look at them. Now we also have this, if we wish. This is the one from the Defiant. And we have to replace the advanced offer immediately after we took one. And then we get experimental defenses. Pulse Torpedo Shields 2 or Power at Pulse Torpedo Shields 4. Okay, that replaces our advanced offer. Okay, so if we take this token, we would have to take Persistence. But let's take a look at the 2 tokens available to us for our leveling up for Lursa and B'Etor. And of course, they're kind of cryptic looking, so we're going to have to consult the card here to see what they actually mean. All right, and what do they mean? The first one is Recovery. Once per round, flip this to repair 2 or heal 2. Cannot be used during combat. Okay, so it's a healing card. The other one is Stolen Formula. Ooh, I like the sound of that for Lursa B'Etor. Once per round, flip this to gain 1 data crystal in your inventory of any basic color, red, blue, or gold, that is currently in the core. The basic color in the core. Right now we only have red. But I think we are going to take that token. We're going to take that token for Lursa B'Etor. We're going to discard the repair one, and we are not going to take the one from the Defiant, but we do get to add another one for a possible next upgrade. Oh my god, more cryptic stuff if we want in the future. All right, so let's take a look. What does that one mean? That is motivation. Once per round, any one on a player's turn, flip this to draw 2 cards, and if you have the least experience, gain a gold data token. All right, well, that's what that would be if we decide to take it. All right, so that was Lursa Bator moving, leveling up. They still have an action to perform, and I think I want to try and figure out how to recruit either Riker or Wayun, if I'm saying his name correctly, if we have enough influence. We haven't used any data from the core yet. We also have the purple here, which is cool. Discard any card from your hand to gain Diplomacy 5, Attack 5, or Shields 5. So we could, in fact, I think we can pull it off. So what we're going to do, we're going to use Improvise right now. Discard another card from your hand to gain, we're going to use Diplomacy 5. So we have to discard a card from our hand to get Diplomacy 5. And I think we're going to discard Battle Station. So we discard that from our hand. We now have 5 Diplomacy. We also have +1 for our Reputation tracks. We have 6. And we're going to play Diplomacy. This is the basic one without powering it with anything. Oh, and of course, I was going to power this with the purple die from the core, which we're doing. So that gives us 5, 6, 7. We have 8 Diplomacy total. And with 8 Diplomacy total, our 2 options are we can either pick Riker, which is he gives us Diplomacy 4, or if we play it Power Him with red, target enemy does not attack this combat, or we can gain 1 red data crystal to our inventory. And our other option is Wayun. Diplomacy 4, same. Target enemy gains defense -3, minimum 1. Gain a blue data token or a gold data token. All right. And you can see here they both have the Class M planet on it. I think we are going to recruit Mr. Riker. So we're going to take him. We have 8 Diplomacy. It would only cost 7. We're going to add him to our crew. So Lursa and Bator somehow suck Riker into joining them. I think Riker probably has his own agenda. And that's going to be the end of the turn for Lursa and Bator. They have 2 cards left in their hand, which is good. So we're going to now do end of turn. So we're going to get rid of the crystal. We're going to have to re-roll the purple data die. Ooh, and it's black now. We haven't had that yet. That goes away. We're going to discard cards that Lursa and Bator played. And let's not forget they have planning. At the end of each turn, if you have at least 2 non-damaged cards in your hand, draw as if your hand limit is 1 higher. Lursa and Bator have 2 non-damaged cards in their hand, which means they get to draw up to 6 instead of 5. So the third card, of course, is the Isolytic Burst, which they just bought. Their second card, Insight. You may use an additional die from the core. Pretty cool. And they get 2 more cards to pull. They get their Lursa Bator card. Excellent. And the last card, they get a move card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 6 cards in our hand now for their next turn. In our draw deck, we have 4 cards left. So we're getting through our cards. Hopefully the dummy player is not going to pooch us and we'll be able to play. All right, that was a pretty long go of things, but I think I'm going to do 1 more turn. So let's do that, starting with the dummy player. All right, and the dummy player, pretty straightforward. 1, 2, 3 cards. And the third card is blue. Okay, that's good because we don't have any blue data crystals. So there's only 3 cards left. So it looks like we're going to get at least a couple more turns in for this round. All right, I have to do some thinking. We'll come right back, and we're going to have Lursa Bator take their last turn for this episode. All right, so I'm going to do 1 more turn for Lursa Bator this episode. I think we want to explore. We only have 1 more blue tile left, then we get into the red ones. We're looking for what's happening in the sector of space. So let's take a look at trying to generate 1, 2, 3, 4 movement to explore another tile. So let's go to the data core and figure out how to do that. All right, so we're at the data core, and of course I have the explore, a bunch of other cards, but I'm going to save the other cards. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to power this one with a blue. So we're going to take the any color one, we're going to set it to blue, and we're going to get move 4. All right, back to the playing board, and we're going to move 4, and we're going to end up exploring another sector of space. All right, so we've generated 4 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to explore there, and we get tile number 8, which has a starbase, another Romulan Marauder, another planet we're going to have to look at, and a shipyard, and a couple of nebula. All right, so, and that's going to fit in just like that. All right, so of course we're going to need a marauding Romulan, and so we grab one of the tokens, and again it's another wimpy one. 4 shields, 3 attack, 2 fame, and nothing special in the way. But we do now have another planet. So let me get the correct one out. It looks like a Class H. And we'll come right back and we'll have a look and see what Class H planets are all about. All right, Class H planet. And then we can just see it on the edge here. Because we've explored another tile, we get 1 experience. So we're going to go from 15 to 16. So I'm just going to do it now so I don't forget. But let's take a look now at the Class H planet. While undefeated, if your ship is adjacent to a Class H planet, you can encounter this planet as your action for the turn. If you do so, draw an H planet token and place it face up on the space. There will be either a challenge here or enemies to fight. If it's a challenge, you can pay 3 data of the color shown on the token to overcome the challenge. If you do, mark the space with your faction token and gain 7 experience as your reward. Wow. Enemies, draw the enemies depicted on the token. You must fight all enemy ships first. Afterwards, you must send an away team to the planet to encounter an enemy planet. Any enemy planet tokens that were drawn. Any tokens that are not overcome remain on the space. Can be encountered later. If you overcome the last token, mark the space with your faction token and gain the indicated reward. So how many tokens do we pull? It just says draw a class. So we just draw 1 token and flip it up. I guess there must be... Oh no, there's nothing. Why does it say tokens then? Draw the enemies depicted on the... Oh, draw the enemies depicted on the token. Oh, so the token tells you how many and how much enemies to draw. Wow, this could be really nasty. So that's a Class H planet. So now we basically encountered most things in the game. We still can generate more movement if we want, or perform an action. I think we might want to generate 2 more movement just to get to the shipyard, so we're going to get a white crystal at the end of the turn. And let me just take a look at our cards. We have no more movement cards, but we might want to burn a couple just to get movement. Or maybe we don't have any movement left because we have no movement cards in our hand. But we will be able to draw 1 more card at the end of our turn because we have planning. So we might leave it off there. Let me think about it. We'll go back to the data core here, and we're going to do end of turn unless we want to continue doing some movement. All right, I've had a look at the cards and options. I don't think I want to generate any more movement by wasting my good cards. So I think we're going to leave it off there for Lursa Beator. So we're going to do end of turn. So we're going to re-roll the blue die, and we end up getting another purple one. Now these purple ones, I forget exactly what they're called, but you can pick that and just re-roll it and hope you get a color that you want. If you don't, it goes back to the data core. And so now we're going to get rid of our cards we played. And it's the end of the turn. Now Lursa Beator do have 2 non-damage cards, so they're going to draw up 1 more. So we have 5 cards. We get to draw 6 because we have the planning. Let's hope it's a movement. Oh, it's move 2. Okay, it gives us some movement. It also gives us lots of long-range attack. Lots to think about for the next episode. We also now have a Federation officer, and we have Riker along as well. So thanks so much for watching along, and let's take a quick look at the board, and then we'll leave it off for this episode. All right, so a long pan view of the board. We're into the red tiles. So there's 3 of them. 1 of them has the thing we're looking for. We're in a bit of a bind here. We got a nebula to either move through into a star base. We can't go through the asteroid field. If we backtrack this way, we have to go through the planets. There's planets all over our sun and a couple planets. It's a little bit tricky to maneuver. We can go this way, maybe explore up here next time. I just didn't want to waste cards moving into this, and maybe I should have. I don't know. But name of the game is we need to find out what's going on. That will end the game. So anyway, this is Star Trek Frontiers. We're playing First Reconnaissance, the first mission in the game. So thanks so much. Thanks for your comments, your subscriptions, your likes. Really appreciate it. We're playing with Lursa and B'Etor, and we're trying to figure out what's going on in this sector of space. So thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next episode.